okay?
Hey guys, and welcome to part 4 of the Resident Evil 6 playthrough. We have now entered the Cathedral, so me and Adele, special guest Sia and Queen, are going to need to cut through the graveyard so we can get to the Cathedral.
Is Michael Jackson here?
No, do you want him to be here?
It's they can do like the Thriller dance or something.
Nah, that'd be too obvious. Hello. Oh!
One hit kill.
Yeah, the counter system, if you can... With these zombies, they like to lunge at you, but if you counter it just right, it instantly kills them.
They look like skeletons.
Ah, they're supposed to be. We're in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh shit, was that meant to be a jump scare?
Yeah, that's meant to be a jump scare, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, stomp that zombie. Of course, here's me, I like to go for the headshots.
Oh, they're one kill, so why not?
But then again, in a zombie apocalypse, you would always go for the head. Right, this grave right here, this is completely optional, but the reason why I'm lifting this is because there's a lot of skill points in it.
Just go for the money.
I think that's probably like 5,000 skill points, and that chest piece I think is the king. Because I did say the money is chest pieces.
How do they get skill points from a grave?
It's Resident Evil. It's Resident Evil, mate. Nice. Good work, Adele. So, and the stamina gauge I mentioned before, the running, it does not drain your stamina. It's only when you're doing melee attacks that it decreases the bar, and if it decreases the bar entirely, you're limited to limping until it refills itself. Limited stamina. Don't you people love that? Oh, and here's the dogs.
But funnily enough, like people think it's cheap when a game has like unlimited stamina.
Oh, I suppose so. How's that phone, by the way, William?
No, I was just turning it off, right?
You were about to say Lee there, weren't you?
Oh, no, I wasn't.
Because that's what you always say.
I was turning it off so it doesn't go off.
There's a fire grenade there. The fire grenades are very effective against the zombies. Like, they count as multiple hits.
Do they like just burn to death?
Yeah, they burn to death.
Oh
S'mores.
shit, jump scare.
Yeah, that's all it is, just a jump scare. Now, what's special about this dog? The key to the cathedral is stuck in his teeth.
Ugh, disgusting.
So now we have to chase a dog through a cemetery.
Come here, Lemur. Come here.
Yeah, doggy, doggy, doggy.
I'll give you Lee 5.
Oh fuck, what was that?
Another zombie lunging at me. R2 is basically a melee button, but when you aim down the gun, it becomes your fire. It becomes your fire attack. Now you see that little red marker there? That's where the dog is. That's the dog you have to kill to get the key.
As they said, they're just helping you out there by putting a little red marker there.
Yeah. That's the problem with Resident Evil 6, is that it's very linear. It always tells you where to go, and it always tells you where the key items are. Like, what I preferred the old days where you would have to figure that out for yourself. And then you would feel good doing all. It's like that thing where you find some hidden secret by yourself with no guide or anything. You get that feeling that I earned this.
So Resident Evil 7, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, Colin has to agree with that.
Yeah.
And that's one way to kill a dog.
Bit brutal, but alright.
That's a shame.
Hey, they're undead. You think I give a shit?
Good work. It's a dog. Animal cruelty. Peter's gonna come after you.
I'll let them come after me. What could they do?
True.
We don't like the fact that Mario was wearing a raccoon suit. He murdered innocent raccoons. No, he didn't.
No, it's supposed to be a cartoon. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. Video games are not supposed to be taken seriously, for that matter. They're just a distraction. Are you gonna lunge me again? There we go. It's when you play so much of Mercenaries, you just get used to the counter system, because the way in Mercenaries, in RE6 Mercenaries, the counter system adds 10 seconds to your time instead of 5. But like I said, it's a counter system, so it has to be the pitch perfect time you press the R2 button. Now this bit, the path splits ways between me and Adele, so Adele's going to get flung off here from the fence, and from her perspective, she'll get a different path, whereas I get a unique path until we meet up, like a fork in the road.
You never know. Meet me at the
Rough.
cathedral.
Now you've just got these evil doggies.
Yeah, I'll have the dogs, but Adele will have zombies, and and a lot more of the bloodshots and shriekers, if you remember them.
Yeah.
And yeah, for weapons this time, these zombies will have axes and machetes. No, not the Danny Trejo film. No, why? The reason why that zombie's running away is because the shrieker has to get into a big area so that it can fill its lungs up with the scream before it comes back and screams at you.
So run, kill the thing, then run back.
Yeah. As you see there, Adele's running low on health, so I've got a first aid, so as she's getting munched up, here I am to save the day. Again.
With hairspray.
Yeah, hairspray. It's all about the cold tonight, isn't it?
Yeah. It's flu season.
Well, at least it's no self-esteem Friday.
No self-esteem Friday.
For those who don't know, go and see Kevin Bridges.
Kevin Bridges,
Oh, aye, he's a good comedian, especially because of the fact that he's Scottish.
I like the fact that like he doesn't have like a lot of energy in his sort of like acts, but like that's what kind of makes him funny in a way. Like he has this really sort of like doesn't give a shit attitude.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
makes it funny.
Plus, what makes it funny is that he tells the actual truth of what goes behind the politicians, though, with the politicians stupid themselves not to believe it.
So a mix between Blue Bradford and them, in some ways.
Like there's one where he's talking about I think it was David Cameron's way of to reduce the amount of depression for people. He would give this new program where unemployed people get jobs but they don't get paid.
So volunteer work. Yay! Well done, David Cameron.
And then Pound Stretcher, I believe, was one of the first ones to sign up for that. It's like working in Pound Stretcher. That's gotta be bloody depressing, isn't it?
Thanks.
Working in a shop where everything is worth a quid except you.
I like the one where he's talking about like all these songs that they play in the club. Like the lyrics are just in the club, in the club, in the club. Like there's no variety. It's just that, and then it's like, oh fuck, now I know less stuff.
Right, here we are. We've reached the cathedral, but some dipshit behind the door is not gonna let us in
Why not?
because he's afraid that the zombies will get them.
Why can't we pray to Jesus? Why?
So we have an endurance round until some nutjob finally knocks some sense into that dipshit to open the door.
Okay, you get handed a sniper rifle. No.
Yeah. Well, this is because at the time of this recording, I did not know how to do get a new game, start a new game in a way of getting all the weapons again, because I thought once you picked up the weapons, that's it. There was no going back. So you're gonna have to forgive me, but you get the sniper rifle later in Leon's story. Like with Helena here, she starts off with the handgun and her exclusive Hydra shotgun, which is like a free barrel shotgun but just sawed in half. Then any other weapon, here's the thing, the weapons that you find in the campaign, both players will be able to pick up. So it's not like in Resident Evil 5 where if one person picks up the weapon, only that person gets the weapon. So this guy's going to give us a little bit of a hand with the sniper rifle. And that's a bloodshot. Aye, that's the counter system. Now that move I'm doing, the roly-polies, that's exclusive to Helena with the Hydra, which is the quick shot. The quick shot basically, it's, as it sounds, you press both L2 and R2 at the same time, it automatically targets the closest enemy to you, like a quick burst. For Helena, you can do it up to 3 times, and she does roly-polies and actions based on where the enemies are at.
You see me rolling, 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 bang!
And as for Leon, his handgun, he has the option to switch from 1 pistol to 2 pistols, and he can fire them Devil May Cry style.
So to just bang, 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 bang.
Yeah,
bang.
but that takes but that also drains your stamina as well, so you can't abuse it.
You can't see Jesus.
You are not worthy of the gods.
You're dead.
So here we are. We've got a few survivors of Total Oaks who have taken refuge in the cathedral to survive the outbreak.
And a church.
Yes.
I'm surprised how there isn't like exorcism people, whatever the hell they're called. Exorcists. That's it.
Well, then again, in the Walking Dead Telltale video game, the first ever protection area you go to in terms of survival groups is a pharmaceutical store. Until that gets eventually crumbles down and they have to evacuate to another location.
Okay. That's what's gonna happen here.
Yep. It's only a matter of time before this cathedral suffers the same fate.
I'll give it 20 minutes.
They'll break in somehow.
Follow me.
And and what I'm doing here is I'm telling Adele that there's a first aid spray lying right there so she can go and pick it up in case she's running low on health. That's why I'm aiming at it, so she knows what I'm pointing at.
Well, I just realised if they come in, they'll probably just do some like Assassin's Creed mode, just sneak into the top and just assassinate people.
Ezio, what are you doing here?
I come to kill people.
Where am I? What are these glowing gemstones?
Is that in another one of the Twitter takeover things from Sonic?
Aye, that's when for this Twitter response anyway, Eggman's hijacked Ezio and held him captive. Right, this puzzle, quote unquote, all you have to do is see this red statue right here? There's two exactly the same. And then those two switches will have to be activated at the same time. With this passage, the two motherly saints will reveal the path.
Let's take a look around. Reminds me of Jungle Run.
So what you have to do is you have to get both yourself and your partner up into the top levels of the cathedral, find two of the exact same statues, and then see the two pillars at the end. There's two of those red stands on each of those, and one of you has to go at one, the other has to go to the other, and you put the statues on both of them at the exact same time.
That's gonna be tricky.
No, it's piss easy compared to previous puzzles in the Resident Evil series.
Question is, what are they for?
But think about it, the mic delay. If you have mic delay in this thing.
No, this is like the co-op thing where whenever you get to a co-op door, it will not activate until both players have pressed the circle button.
Right.
So even if Adele goes ahead and presses the circle button right now, I have to run to the other side and press the circle button, and it will just initiate it automatically.
Sorted.
That's what that symbol means. Basically, it means it's them ready to do a co-op action. That's all it is. Just like Resident Evil 5. Gotta love how the statue magically pops in her pocket there.
Just.
At least it's not like Sonic where they just pull it out of their ass.
True.
Just. Oh look, Chaos Emerald just came out my ass.
Right, now for this puzzle we have to split ways. So I have to pull this lever, Adele has to pull the other one on the other side.
So back over
Leon,
you go.
take the other one.
That angle's the closest you're going to get to a classic Resident Evil game.
Right, what happens now is that, see the statue there? They'll have flaming crossbows. To deactivate them, you have to run up to them and then press the big blue button. And once they're all deactivated, the door will open.
Since when do all these churches have puzzles in them?
Oh, you'd be surprised the amount of funding they'll do in the Resident Evil universe.
They're hiding Jesus' corpse.
We're going to see the big man himself.
They're gonna be like, oh, so that's where your body was. I'm surprised it hasn't turned into a zombie.
So if you wonder what the laser sights are, that's just basically like a visual cue to let you know that they're aiming at you and they're going to fire soon. They don't do a lot of damage, they just do very minuscule damage, and they just give you a lot of knockback.
They remind me of the wee Bowser statues from Super Mario Bros.
But unlike them, these don't shoot fireballs at you.
Yeah, they shoot flaming arrows that
Flame
damage.
crossbows. And the reason why I'm sliding is because I know that the others in the distance are going to fire, and I'm trying to dodge them. Because I think it's like 3 seconds a delay before they start firing the arrows and before they reload again. Yes, somehow the statues can reload their crossbows.
Like the puzzles, is it done in a particular order, or is it just you can just hit them at any random?
It's random every time you play this.
No, I mean like when they pop out, do you have to hit them in
Yeah, you
the
have
order?
to. No, you can just hit them in any order you wish, but you need to get all of them in order for the door to open.
Right.
And that's from both yourself and your partner. Because your partner
Okay,
will have
let's
the
go.
exact same puzzle on the opposite side. Now for this one, we have to use our laser sights on our guns.
Oh, brilliant! You get to kill someone.
You see that mirror there?
Yeah.
You have to aim at that, and then the other person has to aim at their perspective mirror, so that it can activate a door. At first, at the time of this recording, Adele had no idea what she was doing at the time.
Adele, just aim at the damn mirror.
Well, she can't see my laser sight from her screen. All she can see is her crossbow, like the crosshair. Only I can see my green laser sight.
This is like some very cryptic puzzles for a church.
Like I
Right.
said, they're hiding the most secret thing.
There's a little shadow there. Oh, look, there's Jesus right there, and he's dead.
Brilliant! You killed
So-
Jesus. You're going to jail.
How exactly did the zombie get past all them puzzles?
Probably because the guy must have set up the traps, then died of something, and then left there. Right, this is where it gets tricky. The mirrors are now on the opposite side, so Adele has to aim above my head. And now this one, there's a giant mirror. There's a giant mirror above our heads right now. Nice. So you see this big mirror, massive mirror? You have to use the reflection to get the glass and aim at the proper one.
That's pretty tricky.
You would not. How would you not that? How would you know about that on your first playthrough?
Did you have to search that at first?
The very first time, yes, because I was stuck in this for like 20 odd minutes. But this was like 6 years ago.
I'm guessing that mirror just reflects on what's on the other side.
Yes, but your partner has to do the exact same thing.
This way.
So think of it like what
Roger.
you're seeing right now. The way I'm aiming to the left, Adele would have to be aiming to the right
Right.
because the mirror is on the opposite side, but in an upside down reflection. And that's your puzzle. And what do you get? A white statue. Kind of looks like that. What's the name of that girl character in Castlevania 3? The one that can freeze water.
I know who you're on about, but I can't remember her name exactly.
I can't say because I've this is probably going to piss a lot of people off, but I've never played the Castlevania series.
Never mind.
Wah, wah, wah.
Hold the
Right,
five
this one. This is
bells
where,
clear.
when you start a new game, this is where you would give this. You would be given the sniper rifle. Now for this puzzle, you have to shoot the church bells.
Oh, so you get to shoot bells.
Now there's 3 big bells, and then there's 2 little ones that are in like one of those chicken things that you see on the farm that blow in the wind. So this is where the sniper rifle comes in.
Wouldn't you just shoot them first then?
Well, you can shoot them in any order you wish, as long as you shoot all 5 bells, the door will open.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if they added chicken sound effects
Got 'em
whenever
all.
you shoot them.
So now what?
So there you go. That's to show you that all 5 bells are ringing, and this cage will open, revealing yet another white statue. Can you guess where this is going, lads?
Yeah.
Ice Queen moment. Oh no.
Madonna of Grief. Lovely.
Loki's wife.
I am a god, you dull creature.
I hope it was a door. Come on.
Again, the Resident Evil 6 loves to tell you where the key items are. This takes away the horror aspect if you ask me.
Well, it depends on what difficulty did you have this on.
This was playing on normal difficulty. This, even in professional, the hints will still pop up,
It's kind of stupid.
and there's no way you can turn it off.
Okay, that is definitely stupid then.
So this is now the reason why this is open is that there's a secret. There's a door underneath that leads to an underground lab.
They're trying to bring Jesus back to life using genetic codes.
No, this is something to do with the C virus. That's what's been leaking throughout the city, and this is what leaked it in the first place. Meet Lepotitsa.
This disgusting thing.
Yes.
Ugh! It's like
No.
a giant tit monster.
Yeah. Hence, it's called Lepotitsa,
And spews out Smurf gas.
and that gas makes you into a zombie when you breathe it in.
At least fucked.
Yep.
So is she.
Maybe it's a bit Smurfs. Smurf! I'm gonna smurf and smurf you.
Now, the strategy with this monster is that if it grabs you and it sticks its tongue in your head, instant kill.
That sounds disgusting.
It does that, I know.
So
Don't go near it.
licky.
Yes. Now at this point I'm trying to help Adele with a trophy where you have to save 2 survivors, because if this boss fight goes on, everybody else in the cathedral dies except you because of the gas. But here, because I sped that up with the Magnum, that there should be 2 girls surviving, and then from Adele's point of view she would get a trophy because you would have to save these 2 lassies.
Follow me.
A key card.
Megan.
And that's your reward for saving both of them. You get a red herb and a green herb, which essentially means 6 happy pills.
We still
Yum,
love
yum.
each other.
Yay! We're going to Happy Land.
And that key card is for down here.
Let's go.
And I just clipped through the door.
Screw game logic. Clip through it.
It should have been like Star Wars, the trooper thing. Gong. Take over.
Open the blast doors. Open the blast doors.
Right, for this puzzle, you see these red lights? These are all prison doors. And this has to be the most stupidest security system I've ever seen. You may be wondering, how do they open these doors? Guess what? You have to press the big numbers above which are listed above the doors.
It worked.
Okay.
That's it.
I thought it was a lever, just so you can do pull the lever, crunk.
No.
Wrong lever.
No, these other rooms, all they do is they hide either zombies or collectibles like health or skills. Here I know what here I'm just speed running this because I know which button opens the main
It's
doors.
open.
So I know which way to press the numbers in order. Or we go for another co-op door.
Don't see why it takes 2 people to kick down 1 door.
Probably because of metal.
And it just looks cool.
Wait, I remember this place.
Oh
Temple
look,
must be
Venom.
close.
Venom's all over the floor.
The symbiote?
Aye, for Spider-Man.
Please be.
Right, if you're wondering what Helen is talking about where she's saying this woman was close here, she's talking about her lost sister.
Oh, that's sad.
She has been kidnapped and she's trying to find out where she is, and she thinks she's in somewhere in this lab under the cathedral.
Where's my sister? Okay, a bit of a glitchy thing.
That's the
Where
fabric
are you?
bouncing off the zombie that's lying on the table. You know that thing that they put over when you're in the hospital and they cover you up so they can talk about your situation in private?
She's not
It's like
here
that.
either.
Curtain, that's what it's called.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if it was a curtain because if it was something unique.
Deborah, if you're here,
There's always
give
been
me a
called a
sign.
curtain after I've been in the hospital anyway.
No, be careful. Some of the zombies are still here and they're all scientists. Why is a scientist in a laboratory? I do not know.
Because he was taking a piss at the time.
And there's another one.
Jesus! Like, I know this is Resident Evil, but why is it so extreme when it comes to killing zombies, man?
Because Capcom at the time of development really wanted you to know, yeah, you have a combat meter and you can do any melee move you can.
Oh, you've got a combat meter, so how about I slam a guy's head up against the table and then curb stomp him to the ground so his brains go.
And it really depends on the object. Like you saw there, I was close to a table, so I was able to smash its head on the table. If I was next to a wall, I would push the zombie's head into the wall.
I will. We're running out of time. Please, Leon.
Don't you love
Bear
that these
with me a little
draws here
longer.
kind of stand out?
Oh, you want to find some hidden stuff? Here they are in bright blue.
Yeah, that's not very hidden, isn't it? Now, here's a little tip for those doors when it requires one person. If you just press it once, they will slowly push the door, but see if you mash the X button, they'll just shove it. Speedrunning trick. So this is the secret lab that was underneath the cathedral.
May we find the sister here?
Nope, but this explains who's behind a little bit of what's going on with the C virus.
None of these were here 3 days ago.
The C virus has 2 forms of affecting you. One is the gas type, the other is affecting you into a cocoon.
So what, you get munched instant cocoon form?
No, you get affected, then you transform into the cocoon and come out as something else. Like a caterpillar into a butterfly.
This game is just fucking weird.
Yeah.
So what the hell would you turn into then if you're in the cocoon?
It depends on the type of infection you get. You could be one creature, you can be another.
So if you get bitten by the big fat blobby one, you'll
Or
turn
if you
into
get
that.
or if you get injected via a needle.
What the hell? What the hell?
This is a project that the guy who's in charge of the C virus, he was testing this as a clone to create a clone of the one, the only Ada 1.
Ada 1. Okay.
No, she's alive. This is the clone.
Attack of the clones.
Is that a clone coming from a zombie or a cocoon?
No, this is apparently this cocoon was unique where the guy who's in charge affected a scientist who had the same gene in terms of DNA, infected her with a needle, turns her to a cocoon, and this cocoon was specifically designed to be a clone of Ada when she comes out. Don't ask why he's got a VHS recording, which is fucking freaky.
No.
So as we wonder what the fuck with that VHS was, we'll see you in the next part, folks.